Welcome to Demeo. This realm is filled with treasures, dangers, and horrors. I'll teach you how to face them all.
Like I said, it felt like a dumber movie. It felt like a simpler, goofy one, but it had its moments. But most importantly, the action I found incredible. The action, like if we're just talking like regular old fashioned action movie, I felt like I got my money's worth. Like I paid for a movie ticket, sat down, and was literally, literally whisked away by some of the action and some of the stuff they created on screen here. And I give it a lot of props. There were moments watching some of the action in here. I had some very intense feelings. I'll talk about that in a little bit. What I did really like about this movie is that kind of what it did retain from Dead Reckoning is that it feels a little bit like an interesting kind of throwback to the original Mission Impossible, right? Every single one is completely different. Every single one up until the Bari years were directed by different people, so very different spins on everything, right? And Mission Impossible 1, Brian De Palma, the director, had a very overly Dutch angle, very sweaty, very tension-filled type of thing. And these last two movies kind of felt like a really good homage to a lot of that. And I like that continued here. The stakes, once again, are greater than ever, of course. I think what helps kind of sell a lot of that is some performance by some key characters, specifically some of the political figures in the war room, but also the music. I think the music, which Lauren Bell didn't come back to make music for this one, but the work he put in the previous movie, I think, really set the tone here, and it's what does help this one stand out quite a bit, like he's the one. And I really, really just appreciated how the movie looked. It just, I think, overall, yes, from how the action was shot, which I'll get into, but just everything. I just thought it looked really good. When it wasn't overly concerned with showing us a million flashbacks to remind us of shit that I don't think really needed to be there. I can put the pieces of the puzzle together. Okay, I'm a Mission Impossible fan that in Dead Reckoning, when he did the thing with the keys, that was a reference to one of the other Mission Impossibles when he could do the magic trick, and people were like, where did that come from? It came from one of the old movies. So I appreciate all these little callbacks. Some were surprising. I think some were a little ridiculous, which I'll get into, but some I thought were really good, with a specific callback to Mission Impossible 1, and a character that, when they did it at first, I was like, oh, come on. But then when, I thought about it and how it played out, I don't know, I was kind of into it. I feel bang, by the story, as much as I could. And that's just, I think, a weakness that these final two movies have. But I think some of the problem is that, like I said, the lack of confidence in this one in terms of some of the story and some of its writing. I felt that because it missed a lot of the potential that I think Dead Reckoning was. Dead Reckoning had a really good sense of foreboding. And a lot of it was music.
First, press and hold R1 or L1. Keep the button pressed and move your hand to drag yourself around. Now, we'll try moving around with both hands. Let's try to zoom in and out. Press and hold both R1 and L1. While holding both buttons, move your hands apart to zoom in, and put them together to zoom out. Good. Now for the last step, I'll teleport you back some. Just keep looking forward and press OK. Now, keep looking forward and press and hold both R1 and L1. Rotate your hands clockwise to turn toward the table. Excellent. Dragging, rotating, and zooming to find a good viewing angle is vital to this game. Okay, time to play. Move around until you have a good view of your champion, And then we'll continue deeper into the crypt.
perfect thing, right? Like he's this god superhero. Like it acknowledges
What's up, bro? Hey, hey, hey.
Alright, I get it. Like he is basically like Jesus, but like I don't know. It feels like so much. Like it feels like a circle jerk after a while. And
Let's look at how to move your champion around. The highlighted tiles show how far you can move.
I'm seeing him on screen, but I think after
Pick up your champion by drop your champion on this. Great. Each move with your champion counts as one action and costs one action. Interacting with certain objects in the levels, such as doors, will move your champion to it and count as an action. Pick up your champion again. Place your champion on the door. Good job. Since that was your second action, you're now out of action points. You have 2 action points each turn. You can check how many you've left on your right wrist. Now, it's the enemy's turn. The fiends are moving. Enemies can deal damage to your champion when they get close and attack. Hover over a champion or enemy to display their health. You can see that you took 1 damage from that rat. Time for some payback. Attack the rat by placing your champion on top of it. Pick up and throw the die with either R2 or L2. Good job.
Hell
The
yeah.
die has 3 different faces. A sword means a hit. A double sword means a critical hit. And a skull means you've missed. Nice. Let's move on. Open the next door to continue. What would the monsters do next? Oh, look at that. An enemy was hiding in the shadows. You have been poisoned from its attack. Whenever you are hit by a status effect, an icon will appear above your champion. Attack the enemy now. Remember, you throw the die by first picking it up with either R2 or L2. Not quite enough to defeat it. Have another go. Well done. But you can. Glowing markers indicate a POI, points of interest. Often worth it. Move over here to reveal these points of interest. This is a chest. It contains useful cards. Open the chest by dropping your champion on top of it. There you go. Now turn your wrist to see your card hand and your new card. Take a closer look at your new card. The description tells you what it does. The action points icon at the top of the card tells you how many actions are needed to play it. Grab the card with either R2 or L. Drop the card on your champion. Good. That should keep you alive a bit longer. I hope. A new enemy has spawned. Since you only have 1 action point left, you can't open the next chest instead. Maybe there's something inside that you can use. Now, what will the fiends do? That is a replenishable card. You can use it once, and then it will refresh for your next turn. Pick up Zap and use it on the enemy. Drop the card on the goblin. Pick up and throw the die with either R2 or L2. Your zap stunned the goblin. Now, use your second action point to do a melee attack.
God.
Perfect. When you vanquish enemies, you gain card energy. Check your card meter on your champion or in your card hand. Defeating those enemies was enough to fill up the card meter, giving you a new class card. I'll join in with my champion now. In hand. A champion is down when their health reaches 0. Revive an ally by placing your champion on top of them.
There. Do you feel...
Allies are crucial for surviving each adventure. Take good care of them. Healing fountains will replenish the health of you and your allies. It might be helpful in the upcoming fight. See the exit over there? You need a key to unlock it. Every game of Demeo generally consists of 3 levels. On the first 2, you must find a specific item to be able to exit the gate. On the last level, you must defeat a sinister boss that carries a valuable token or key. Once defeated, your adventure is complete. Alright, enough with the hand-holding. Let's see what you've learned. This enemy
learned
holds
shit.
the key. Defeat it. And the key is yours.
That being said, like, I hope that this can, like, inspire people to want to make stuff and learn new skills and stuff like that, to pursue more stuff like this. I'm not asking people to risk their lives for this, but just, like, that level of, like, giving, that level of inspiration, that level of craft, too. And I say that as someone who's literally just, like, walking with like, shoes.
Defeat the enemy to obtain the key.
I appreciate it so much. I love being able to take my again, man, this feels like it's the beginning of like, I'm enjoying this ride. I don't know how much
You must destroy all enemies near the exit before you can leave.
I hope we can get more stuff like this.
My staff is ready.
Nicely done. You're ready to face whatever might come at you. Will you prove strong enough to defeat the corrupted souls awaiting during the journey?
Fucking doubt
Guess
it.
we'll see. Finish the tutorial by placing your champion on the exit.
It is time.
Haha. Skirmish. Host game. Hell yeah. Boo. 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 Oh snap.
This is Drich Forest, a rotten place where the druids of Drich reside. And they do not really welcome outsiders with tea and biscuits, if you know what I mean.
Sure, bro.
All right, monster tough.
Go back to the abyss.
It is the enemy's turn.
The
Bruh.
enemy will be vanquished.
It's the monster's turn.
Oh my god.
Guardian ready. Ah, that helped. I will vanquish you all. For honor! I trust my armor to protect me.
Monster turn.
Protect the realm. For honor! My leg and nail have been spared.
The monsters are moving.
For honor! For honor! My armor is whole.
Monster turn.
What the fuck? Run!
For honor! Taste my steel, die!
All right, time to move the monster.
For honor! I will vanquish you all!
The last champion falls, and darkness encroaches you. Your quest. Your last champion has been damned. Too bad.
Fuck no.
That means your quest has failed.
Yeah, it has.
There's theory online.
Welcome to the
Oh
sewers
my
of
God.
Sonderhaven. The Rat King is somewhere below. I hope you brought your galoshes so you won't get wet from blood and waste.
Die now! Die now!
Yeah, that's where I'm at with this one. I think ultimately good, not the best. Has some bad story stuff, but incredible action. So, yeah. You know what? I'm curious to see where it goes. If this is it, fine. But there's not. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is one of my favorite.
All right, the monster's right.
Ready for battle.
That's it. Listen to me for this one. I appreciate it. You get what I'm trying to do here. Which one was like, I'm like,
It's the monster's turn.
Run ready. No. Die.
Alright, this first question comes from Cinemartyr, who asks, Jake, what do you want from the Cyberpunk 2077 sequel? This is actually really good timing because the Cyberpunk sequel that we know
Monster turn.
Time to go.
recently, specifically because Mike Foss, the guy who played the creator of Cyberpunk, on the record, dropping a little tease saying that he's seen the new game and it's essentially a new location
All right, time to move the monsters.
Oh my goodness.
Ready for battle.
this and this really does work. And it doesn't feel like Blade Runner. It feels more like Chicago. That's not a lot.
Oh.
Visiting a new place is Lonely Night City. And another city, new city, no confirmation. But Cyberpunk guy sees what the developers are doing.
Die.
I'll move the monsters now.
You cunt.
Come on, men. I'll train.
And that is interesting because you can argue I'm expecting whatever this place is.
Fall.
Can mean a lot of
Now, what will the fiends do?
what I just noticed, and it's actually it answers this question different feeling city.
Commence.
Gotta be honest, it's not really a West Coast guy. So to have a city that's at least somewhat East Coast adjacent to East Coast vibes. And I'm sorry, I know some Chicago fans are gonna do that with all East Coast city. Like, even though it's not that flavor, it's close. The food is shit.
Die now.
That type of thing, type of architecture, everything that comes with this style.
The monsters are moving.
Especially if there's water running, like a river running through
No!
the part of the city. Imagine like
With the last champion downed, your quest comes to a sudden end.
What the actual
You
fuck?
fought valiantly, but alas, your last champion is
Hurak.
and your quest has failed.
This was the hardest shit.
first person, third person option. I know that's like I would just like to see that. I don't know. I want to run around. I want to see my character. But also, that aside, like I like the first person to that aside. More car stuff. I like cars. I like the cars. I like cars. Talking about especially like in games and stuff like that. Car stuff. But I would like features leading into that. More customization. More variety. Weird shit. That's what I want. More options and more things to do. More activities involved. So yeah, long story short, I think Chicago style city is cool. Third person maybe, but also way more car stuff, way more car activities. So other than that, I'm just happy to let them do their thing. I don't know, surprised I don't make movies. You come to me, you surprise me. And if you're new here, this is the Q&A video. I usually do it once a month. It's been a little while. Thanks for waiting. But essentially, people, many of you guys have dropped questions in the comment section for this video, and then the next Q&A video I think for this comment section will
Oh, you bitch.
Do you have any other basic or even non-gamers in your audience? Absolutely. I think, like, don't sell yourself short. I think people don't realize how little video games they often play and how it's not that big of a deal. If you find a game you love, you'll love it. But, you know, if you just watch the rest of it in the gaming world, you're going to engage with it. You know, I know people who don't play football. They watch football all the time.
This is Drich Forest, a rotten place where the druids of Drich reside. And they do not really welcome outsiders with tea and biscuits, if you know what I mean.
So I get it. While like you only play a couple of games, you can watch a bunch of gaming stuff. Is how it goes. Also, in terms of like casual or non-gamer audiences, I hear it often. I hear this type of comment a lot. People are like, "Hey man, I didn't really play games, so I just like watching your stuff," and that's really nice. I just really appreciate it. It's appreciate that anyone who watches your stuff is so great. Also, in terms of casual shit, man, I know people call Fortnite casual, so like I'm just for the sake of argument, I'm gonna say it's a mainstream that a lot of casual people tend to enjoy. Right? Gaming's videos are totally wrong that are Fortnite based. We have tried so many times to put out Fortnite videos to really kind of, you know, see what's going and get more of that train, but our audience just isn't able to try it. So, and that was something we just did not expect at all. It was totally wild. And it was this video is brought to you by longtime sponsor.
Kill them.
Wow.
Take that!
Enemy turn.
Let's dance. Nothing. What a juicy jugular. A sweet kiss.
Lightning to me!
I've talked about my favorite season spots in other videos. I'll try and link that somewhere. I want to dive into the like slice dive thing. What do you think?
Snow shan't stand sure!
I don't know how it is in other places. Some places don't.
Foul!
A slice for a couple of bucks, but we have that everywhere. Like everywhere. Like, I don't even live in New York City. I live in the suburbs. I can still just go 3 minutes and easily find a pretty decent slice for a couple of dollars. Walk in, say, "Give me one," and walk in. I do that pretty often. I think I even
Just like Tony.
compare myself a little bit. So I
That's it.
sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. But yeah, regular old cheese slice, what people call it, we call it a regular slice. But if we're talking crazy, Sicilian goes good. Grandma also is like eating some here. Also Detroit style is starting to make its way over here. Also, like, if you want to piss off like a New York person, if you want to piss off me specifically, like when you talk about how I like pizza over and big,
My song of recovery will aid us.
The monsters are drawn to you.
Well, don't resist.
More stuff in Egyptian mythology, ancient Egypt, Egyptian history, all that shit. The last big mainstream thing was Assassin's Creed, Origins. And other than that, you know, like there was a time, at least when we were growing up, where like there was a fascination with right? Like kids love dinosaurs.
Let death embrace you.
We don't really get a lot of that nowadays. I would love to see Nicholas Nolan asks, if Konami decided they were going to make a new Metal Gear, what advice would you give them as far as story direction, gameplay, how to make it? So your question does say, have I talked about it? I have talked about this before pretty in depth, but long story short, I think what I said, I don't really think the story needs to continue. I think something I like more.
The heavens condemn. I will destroy you.
It's just not really what I'm interested in. But what I can say is that get a young, hungry, excited, passionate team to fill in the blanks or a side scene mission, or better yet, a way to remake the original Metal Gear games. Metal Gear 1 remake, not Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear 1 remake. I think like that's what I would go over to a different team, touching that, getting their hands on it, and giving us a new state of experience, but in a way that doesn't the gameplay, you ask, I'll go back to the game, I'll go down the long to see base map on the semi base map, it's like a sword thing. I love
Cool. My turn, which means monster turn.
Finish the fucking come on.
If I must.
specifically like Metal Gear Solid 1, how tight the design of how perception is incredible game design. I like that more than updating the world.
And go.
I like that sometimes Metal Gear, I want to handcraft it, right? Sam D 2013 says, which Indiana Jones movie do you like more, Crystal Skull or Kyle Lewis? Is there anybody saying this out loud? This is gonna sound crazy, but Crystal Skull. Crystal Skull had a lot of really fun
Sharp the Gura Pelargon.
feel earthy. Even if it was at its shittiest, the story was dumb. And it felt like Harrison Ford kind of half-assed some of it. I don't know. I just like the I didn't like how kind of
The power of lightning.
I will
Destroy.
better made, better structured, better looking. But it just didn't really do it. I saw it and I forgot about most of it other than you should have stayed out home. That line.
Who into the
The rest of the movie was like, okay, whatever, he's old, it's sad, it sucks. Obviously, like, where it ends up, I don't want to spoil it, but like, where it ends up is interesting. It almost feels like you have an Indiana Jones video game, which I respect. Just in terms of like, which one actually left a little bit of a trace in my brain. It was Crystal Skull. Maybe because it's so bad, it's so good, whatever, I don't care. But that motorcycle scene with Mutt, just actually some really incredible action stuff. I don't know. Don't come to me for this because I also like heavily do my favorite Indiana Jones movies, and I get a lot of shit from that. Ooh, here's a good one. Brandon W. This question for you. I know you primarily game as you mentioned. Why do a lot of your viewers have trouble?
Die, fiends!
Yes, I play primarily.
Die!
It's a posture. And I have a PC, not really any TV, but I don't touch it. It's like a show that counts. I have that console experience. I like, you know, I don't like my posture. It's just posture, really. I know it's like a bad excuse, but like, here
Go and wreak havoc.
It is the enemy's turn.
yes, it is a city building game.
Oh shit, you dead. Who the fuck is that?
Let's go.
I also don't play a lot of multiplayer games. If I played more multiplayer games, yes, I would probably choose keyboard and mouse because you have to keep up with your Jones. But for me, I'm gaming, I'm chilling, everyone can press. So that's fine. Also, when I'm capturing gameplay, I like to do smooth stuff and stuff like that. I just personally find it also, I just want to say, like, some people, I think, with the keyboard and mouse thing, like, sometimes you see some people forcing keyboard and mouse.
Ah.
Did you ever get into Project Software?
Don't go into that.
No, not at all. I say that. Like, have you ever seen a game where you look at it? Like, I did a lot of research for it. We talked about it in the game notes quite a bit. Have you ever, like, look at a game, seen the gameplay, and went, that was not for me, right? Like, I'm not a game for a game like that. It looks really intense, so I've kind of noticed. Maybe one. Jason, Lane, if I'm saying it right, says, in your recent Q&A, you said,
I will strike you down!
I'm just curious if you have any other tips for small creators that people don't really think about. Here's one that I think people don't normally think about. And it's just like, do your own thing. Don't talk shit, but like, around a lot of things. Sorry, lack of a better phrase. I feel like in this day and age, there's so much
Straight.
people love that.
On with the monsters now.
The fuck is this?
Let's dance.
So I'm not target respond. I can't respond to everything I get, but I try. And yeah, I think making connections, learning from other people, talking about different stuff, it can go a long way. Relevant Raccoon Edits, big fan. He says, question for the next video, have you seen I know I see more.
Please inhale the fumes.
Don't fear any foe.
Ah, that's better. A little to the right.
Enemy turret.
Don't resist.
I won't, I'm about to fucking die.
Burn.
Here seemed extremely brutish and stupid. I do not like angry caveman Frank Castle, high-level tactical Frank Castle, and the John Bernthal Punisher in the past has kind of done a good job.
Now you see.
But in this one, he kind of got himself in some dumb situations, unless that was his master plan. I don't know. But
find the strength within you and stand up.
As a standalone episode, that to me felt the most like today, you're not close to the night dragon alone for
All right, monster test.
I ready my knives. What a juicy jugular.
Find the target.
I'll slash you. Death take you.
Enemy turn.
Let's go.
Dipped in poison.
Ah, that hit the spot.
We have no official confirmation yet. All this is just someone from the stable podcast that may or may not have some insider knowledge. A lot of Tony Wu things do
It's the monster snoop.
I must.
True story. You know, we may or may not ever get the recording for baseball on that.
Now you see.
Of course, very recently, like right after the game was announced, if you notice on my social media, he was posting videos of him skating. So, you know, maybe that was a hint. I don't know for sure.
My era was.
Of course, but
Wow, you fucking blow ass.
Just like take that.
So if anything, I think that should be supported with it. Of course, the rumor before that also was suggesting that like he was just requesting a shit ton of money. We don't know for sure, but I like to see it because really it goes back to when his first game of Fantasy, right? Because you're thinking about it, and recreating those original games. And back in the day, Tony 3 in particular, seeing Van in the game, it was like one Van in shared on the yards. It was like, oh man, our chair to this? That's awesome. And I felt like Tony Hawk, the game, was like in a movie. When you were that age and you were aware of Van Margera, skating, or his jackass, or whatever, it was just cool. It was like a very like social, cultural moment thing for like skateboarder kids, weirdos. And then of course,
Let's see what the monsters do.
featured heavily, of course, underground too.
I ready my knives. You ready to fight some more?
It was just really, really cool.
Death will have to wait for you.
And having Van Margera in those games brought that little so I just hope that this doesn't feel like it's gonna have like, you know, the rough edges shaped.
Straight as an arrow.
And again, if you're new here, welcome to Two Things. So every Wednesday I take two news.
A little too.
Marketon! Dabo! Marketash! You dare fight me? Let lightning smite you!
God damn, this motherfucker.
Options for every different person, every preference, every diet, chef's choice, vegan, veggie, keto, along with a bunch of other add-ons, including like juices, smoothies, things to just make it a little bit more fun, make your week a little bit more interesting. Tonight, what we got for my eating? I got a Italian salted and tomato pasta with chili, barbecue, and
Unstable and deadly.
Alright, monster time.
Let's dance.
plus free shipping on your first factory box. Yeah, that's code 50 on Jake. Use that at factor75.com. 50% plus free shipping on your first factory box. And thanks to Factory for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to it. The other bit of news isn't really for you. I did the before you buy right head first into that game. And it's very
I'll open that vein for you.
games that have flaws, yes, are often sometimes the more interesting games that are things, doing weird things, and I think Alcohol is just an absolute perfect example of that. It's from the reputation of game studio that's been around since the 90s. Most recently known for,
God,
is really cool.
I will destroy you.
with freezing death.
There's more to it.
Bravery.
Okay, monster time.
Oh shit.
It is time. Along the edge. Death will have to.
Progress through this game, and it doesn't quest markers and
A little
Wow, you fucking suck.
and I really like that because it does have an interesting world. Derivative, yes, of several other things, but you know, with this distinct northern England charm, with like heavy accents and weird slang, but also like insurance and towns and pubs, all of that, all talked around, you know, a post-apocalyptic town and outdoors and stuff like that. Where was I at? You're on my group, man. Yeah, so the thing with Adamfall is that it has combat, it has some light survival elements, but it's all relatively simple. There's a lot of melee combat, and I don't think it's very good. I do think the shooting combat is much better. The game can be very challenging, which is good. It's rewarding, it does really good. On the flip side, the enemies are also kind of dumb. And how you progress, how it works, I just really, it's a lot of crafting, a lot of learning that has very cool eventually building better guns that are able to save place now and stuff like that. But all these things aside, like as the first fun, I didn't care about it as much as some of the weirder stuff. Again, figuring out this world, talking to people, and then choosing whether or not to help
It is the enemy's turn.
How are you playing cards? Yeah, it's not letting me play cards here, which is going to be problematic since that's. Oh, wait, you can pick that up. No, it's not letting me do anything.
My bow is ready.
Makes the game feel longer than it is. I think it could have used fast stuff. But either way, the worlds themselves are pretty dense, and like you get to know.
Oh, maybe it's because he was trying again. Let's try again. No.
Landmarks and stuff.
Sorry, fellas. It's just not letting me go.
Graphically, there's not a lot going on. When you're out in the wilderness, or you're out in these fields, killing dudes, or like going through secret tunnels, or escaping cold woods, that stuff just really hits. But again,
No.
Oh God. I'm so sorry.
Probably wanted to ask before you grabbed that.
limited resources.
Where to?
Carry a couple of things, and usually only have a handful of bullets, especially at the start of the game. So you're pretty desperate, right? You have to choose, like, all right, how many Molotov cocktails am I going to bring? How many healing items can I afford? Can I headshot this guy to save a bullet, and then daylight his friends to save more bullets? It's that type of thing. But then you know, you go to town and you talk to traders, how that works. It's even cooler.
I'll rain death on you. I'll slash you.
So picture, and I said this a little before you died, I'm sorry I'm repeating myself a little bit, but picture like inventory management and the lack of resources, something like that. But with the merchant, like think like you got, okay, like you gotta give up 2 green herbs in order to get a new pistol, something like that. It's kind of about throwing things at these merchants, figuring out what they prioritize. It tips the scale in your favor for you to barter and get more. Maybe pick up an extra melee weapon and be like, oh, maybe I can trade this for some more crafting. the first game to do it, but I think just the way it's done here, it's done. I wish there was more to the stealth. It's very simple. It's just kind of like hiding bushes and stuff like that.
Dore, monster type.
One quick stop.
I'm ready.
I think how it plays around with gameplay concepts and how it experiments is really special. So I would
A little too. I'll slash you.
if you have that, or if you just want a game that isn't super long, like 20 hours. And if you just like seeing how games are kind of constructed, how genres are kind of
Dipped in poison.
there's a lot of games on all.
Just take you.
Here's another one. Oh, and one last thing I did want to point out, a bonus thing for you, is that Game Informer has seemingly returned. Yes, Game Informer was, of course, shuttered. Really? GameStop, sorry, a couple of months back. I talked about it on this channel, but now they're back. They apparently got the keys to the castle, and Game Informer is full-fledged back. Essentially, the whole team that was working up until when it was closed back on board. As someone who's a fan of the magazine and just the history of the magazine, all the work that it did.
It is the enemy's turn.
Actually revived it is very
Here's a little gift. A sweet kiss.
So that company watched and refined Game Informer apparently is giving them some funding to operation, and I think that is good overall. Of course, there are questions.
Ready.
You know, the company essentially that created this new Game Informer engine, right? That funded it, and they said they're giving them complete editorial, all of that.
Bullseye. Have some steel.
Goddamn. Is this game worth $40?
Nope.
You said no?
I mean, it's kind of cool, but
I'm playing the trial.
It's worth free on MetaQuest Plus.
MetaQuest Plus. Oh, I'm on PSVR 2.
Oh yeah, okay.
You alright? Ooh, nice hands.
oh, thanks. Oh, what is that?
I'll move the monsters now.
something that just, there's not enough out there. People say game journey and that whole thing.
What to do, what to do, what to do. You know what I'm saying?
How do you win? How do you beat a dungeon? You kill everyone? How do you beat a dungeon? Oh, okay. You alright?
Either one of those. Man. We'll have to.
Now that they're free from GameStop, you know, like they're
Fuck you!
trying to sell games, so I'm hoping now they can have a little bit more freedom overall. And again, with the official announcements and Gunzilla stating